If rom-coms with star-studded casts are your thing, you're going to love this upcoming movie, especially since another huge celebrity is making her comeback for it. Plus, a very familiar face from the small screen is making his way to the project too, and we're sure he's bringing his fan following along. In today's video, we're talking about Priyanka Chopra Jonas's latest project, and we're telling you everything you need to know. First off, this star is coming back. Céline Dion is one of the most iconic artists of all time. There's nobody who hasn't heard of her, from her famous Titanic track My Heart Will Go On to other hugely famous ones like It's All Coming Back to Me Now. Her career's been going strong for decades, and even now, the 53-year-old is still touring and performing. But as any die-hard fan would know, the star recently had to cancel quite a few shows from her tour because of some serious health issues. The singer was suffering from severe muscle spasms, and she couldn't perform because of them. These issues were going on for years, and now it looks like she's ready to make her comeback. Celine shared photos from the upcoming movie Love Again, starring both Priyanka Chopra Jonas and Outlander star Sam Heughan. Her fans are over the moon to see her start performing again, and her appearance in the movie isn't the only thing to be excited about. If you guessed that she's putting out a song for it, you'd be right. The Canadian singer's stepping back into the studio, and she captioned her post, "See you at the movies." The post came as a huge shock to all her followers, since it was the first big thing she's done in a while. Fans flooded the comments with support, saying things like EGOT incoming, and saying how happy they were to finally get to see her again. We're sure a ton of fans are looking forward to the movie, set for release sometime next year. Next, here's what the movie's about. The movie has a heartwarming romantic plot, and every fan of romance movies is going to love it. Directed by Jim Strauss, the movie follows Mira Ray, played by Priyanka, who's trying to get through losing her fiancé. As any heartbroken person does, she sends a bunch of emotional texts to his old number. What she doesn't know, though, is that the number's already been assigned to a new phone, and it belongs to Rob Burns. Rob's a journalist, and he loves the honesty and emotion in her texts. Here's where Celine comes into the plot. The singer plays herself in the movie, and Rob has to write a profile of her for work. But when he meets her, he decides to ask for her help to track Mira down and see her in person. He's fallen for her, and who better to help you find the love of your life than megastar Celine Dion herself. Celine doesn't just have one song in the film, she's appeared on the soundtrack a fair bit, and you can tell from the previous title of the movie. It was called It's All Coming Back to Me before the name was changed, which makes sense for a movie centered around Celine. Moving on, this cast is insane. We already know this movie's going to be a hit because of Celine, but the rest of the cast is pretty incredible too. The movie will star Priyanka in the main role, and she's been in the industry for a while now. She's one of the biggest names in the Indian film industry, plus she had a starring role in the hit show Quantico. The male lead, Rob Burns, will be played by another huge star, and he's one that we've all heard of. The star of Outlander and everyone's favorite Fraser, Sam Heughan, will be starring alongside Priyanka, and we're sure fans of the show will flock to theaters to see his big screen debut. Another big name in the movie is Celia Imrie, who's also been around for a while. The actress has won an Olivier Award for her theater work, and some of her biggest roles include The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel and Nanny McPhee. She made an appearance in the Mamma Mia sequel and is also a best-selling author. Other familiar faces in the movie include Russell Tovey, known for The Good Liar and Being Human, along with his role as a voice actor in The Pirates, and Lydia West, who's known for her TV roles in Years and Years, Dracula, It's a Sin, and Suspicion. What's more, the movie's coming to us later than expected. There hasn't been too much noise about the movie so far, which doesn't make sense for a few reasons. First, the cast is obviously huge, and there's enough hype about stars this big being in one movie together. The soundtrack is led by one of the biggest singers of all time, and apparently, the movie's been in the works for years. But for some reason or another, it keeps getting delayed when it was time to release. Tons of movies were delayed because of the pandemic, but this one was postponed over and over again. From what we last heard, it was supposed to drop on February 10th, 2023, but now it's been pushed forward again to May 12th of next year. But now that both the stars in the studios, including Sony Pictures in India as well, have started posting and promoting it, the hype is back up again, and we can't wait to see it. It was also revealed that the movie's based on a 2016 German film called SMS für dich, and Love Again is its third title after It's All Coming Back to Me and Text for You, which is the translation of the German title. Plus, here's what else Mrs. Jonas is up to. She might be married to one of the Jonas brothers, but that doesn't mean Priyanka isn't doing the absolute most on her own. own. She's finally spoken out about her roles in movies so far, and we're definitely going to see that change in Love Again and some other exciting projects she's come up with. The star opened up about how she's always had to have a secondary role to her male co-stars in most of her movies so far, and she's tired of having to play that kind of part. In her newest Bollywood movie, she's going to be playing one of a trio of women going on a road trip together, and the idea for the movie was all hers. She pitched it to the famous Indian filmmaker Farhan Akhtar, and the movie was on almost instantly. Priyanka has been vocal about how she wanted to do something on her own terms. On top of that, she's got a lot of other stuff coming up. The first is Citadel, an Amazon original series produced by none other than Anthony and Joe Russo, the very same Russo brothers who directed Avengers Endgame. It's a multi-series franchise, and it's being produced in Italy, India, and Mexico. Priyanka will be starring in the American version alongside Game of Thrones star Richard Madden. The actress also spoke about how hard it was to make the show since they filmed most of it during the pandemic, but she loved working with the Russo brothers. The show's also set to come out next year, right after Love Again drops. Finally, here's where to catch Sam before the movie. If you need more Sam Heughan content and you can't wait until May 2023, the best thing is to grab his brand new book. The star just dropped his memoir titled Waypoints: My Scottish Journey, and barely a week after it dropped, he made the New York Times bestseller list. And no, that isn't the first time he's done it. It's actually the third. Waypoints is his third book, with the first two being co-written with his Outlander co-star Graham McTavish, titled Clanlands and the Clanlands Almanac. Both of these also made the bestseller list right after their release. On top of that, Sam's alcohol brand Sassenach Spirits is also having some super successful months. It actually won an award at the 2022 International Spirit Challenge, and soon enough, Graham and Sam are going to get back together to film their series Men in Kilts. If it wasn't obvious enough, Sam is super proud of his Scottish heritage. Finally, for the news all fans want to hear, Sam also finally shared some details about the highly awaited 7th season of Outlander. The 6th season ended over 6 months ago, and fans can't wait for this Droughtlander to end. We already know that the new season's going to be action-packed and full of drama, seeing how there are a lot of unanswered questions and unfinished storylines left over from the last season. The show definitely has some catching up to do, and Jamie Fraser is just hyping it up even more. He talked about the massive 16-episode season, calling it Outlander XL and saying it really is action-packed. For now, it looks like we'll be seeing the show around late 2023. That's a wrap for this video. How did you react to Celine's post? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this.